Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles with great most honor citations to the elect. This is Brother Lawyer from Great Most of Miami, and the topic I want to go into in this lesson is um, how Esau earned his judgment. Okay, all right, and this is something that we, you know, have to remember, man, because hey, man, we getting ready to have to speak this word before the eyes of and ears of many people, man. Okay, which we are doing that through the ministry now, on the highways and byways, on YouTube, but we're getting ready to be brought before kings and rulers and judges of the earth, man, on a national and international scale, man. Okay, brothers being on the news, being before, local mayor or governor or however, man. Okay, and we have to go on with the understanding that the word of Yahweh Shai is true. Okay. All right. And that his will is going to be done and is what should be done. All right. Okay. And the topic, mainly that I'm gonna focus on in this lesson, the topic I'm gonna cover is the enslavement of the Edomites. Okay. Bottom line is they deserve this shit. Okay, straight like that, man. They fucking deserve this shit, man. They earned it. Okay, what we're saying is right. They deserve this shit the same way we had to get it. They gotta get it too. All right, so be not ashamed, therefore, of the testimony of Yahweh Shai, man. All right, this is the truth that we have, man. Okay, this is what's right. Okay, so I'm gonna just go into that in this lesson. Lord willing, it's edifying. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. All right. This is Genesis chapter 25, verse 19. It says, "These are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padanaram, the sister of Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord." Okay, so Isaac and Rebekah, the Lord set it up to where they got together and they had, she conceived. Okay, all right, and she was pregnant. All right, with twins. Okay, and the Lord said unto her, "Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger." Okay, all right, and the two nations that were in her womb, all right, were the nation was Esau and Jacob. Okay, Esau was the progenitor of the Edomites, and Jacob the progenitor of the Israelites. Okay, all right, and of course, the Israelites are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're the Israelites. Okay, and our people scattered throughout the four corners of the globe, and the Edomites, okay, the descendants of Esau, the red man, are who the world calls white people. Okay, Caucasians. Okay, those are the Edomites. Okay, and Esau came out first, so he was the older one, and the younger one was Jacob. Okay, so the elder shall serve the younger. Okay, all right, it says, "And when her days were to be fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that, his brother came out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them." Okay, all right, so Esau came out first, the red man. Okay, all right, he was called Esau. Why? Because his pigment was wasted away. Esau, Joshua. Okay, wasted away is he. All right, his pigment was wasted away. He came out red all over because of the lack of melanin. And Jacob came out second, holding on to Esau's heel, representing that Jacob was going to be responsible, okay, for Esau's downfall, okay, for being the one that pulled Esau out of power. All right, when you read Second Ezra chapter 9, it says, you know, um, you know, Ezra asks, what is the parting asunder of the times, and when is the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Okay, matter of fact, let me get it, because that's one of the coldest scriptures in the Bible. All right, let's go to Second Ezra. All right, Second Ezra Second Ezra chapter 6 and 9. Sorry, Second Ezra chapter 6 and Second Ezra chapter 6 verse 7, right? It says, "Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times, and when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?" All right, so Ezra in this chapter is asking about when shall be the end of this current age and the beginning of the age of it that followeth, which is the beginning of our rulership. Okay, because this age that we're living in is the age of the wicked. Ever since the fall of Adam and his wife Eve, through the philosophy of the serpent, death has entered into the world, and the sons of God have fallen. Okay, which the sons of God eventually became known as the Israelites through Jacob's seed. All right, that's why Jacob's name was changed to Israel, because the legacy and the law of the sons of God fell upon Israel. Israel meaning what? He is a prince of God. What is a prince? A son of a king. All right, so he is a son of God by extension. Okay, and Yahushua came from the lineage of Jacob, from the Israelites, and Yahushua is the principal son of God. All right, Yahushua was an Israelite man from the tribe of Judah, and he's going to usher in the kingdom of heaven. All right, which will also be the kingdom of Israelites. Okay, where the Israelites are in dominion. Okay, over the rest of the nations. That's the beginning of it that followeth, that Ezra is asking about. All right, it says, "And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." Okay, all right, so Esau coming out first represented that he was going to be the last nation to rule in this current present evil world. Okay, in the latter days, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Jacob holding the hand of the heel of Esau. All right, Jacob's hand holding the heel of Esau represents what? Jacob is going to supplant him, okay, and come directly after Esau. Okay, all right, Jacob is going to be the next ruler and responsible for the downfall of the Edomites. Okay, beginning with who first? Yahushai. All right. Now, again, going back to the topic of this lesson, all right, about how Esau earned his judgment. Okay, because before they were, before they were born, okay, while they were yet in the womb, the destiny of these nations was already foretold. Okay, all right, but it had to play out in real time. So, what did Esau do to deserve, okay, in real time, his judgment? All right, of being put into slavery. Okay, all right, of being judged by the Lord. Okay, well, let's read in Obadiah. Okay, let's read in Obadiah. What did the prophet Obadiah have to say? What did the Lord tell Obadiah? Okay, this is Obadiah chapter 1. It says, "The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle." All right, so this is concerning the judgment of the Edomites. Now, when you go down, all right, when you go down, it says in verse 10, it says, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." Okay, so for thy violence, we're not the Edomites, okay, so-called white people, because they're not really white, they're red. Okay, all right, and that's a whole nother lesson that Elder Malcolm likes to go into, how they created the invention of whiteness. Okay, to make it so that their nation seems superior than everyone else's. Okay, but anyway, that's another lesson. It says, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." All right, so we're not the Edomites, the so-called white race. Were they not violent against us, the Israelites? Did they not execute violence? Okay, Well, because they did that, the Lord said that they're going to be cut off forever. And the day that thou stoodest on the other side, and the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them. Okay, so the Edomites have always had a part in the downfall of our people. Anytime we were in any type of jam or trouble, they was always there to fuck with us, man. Okay, to make sure that we went into slavery, to make sure that we suffered in any way they could possibly make us suffer. Okay, and this is going back to an old hatred. Why? Because Jacob got the birthright instead of Esau. Even though Esau sold his birthright, he tried to get it, you know, when his father was handing out the blessings. All right, and Jacob got it instead, so he's mad. So he's taking, his descendants are taking it out upon Jacob's descendants. Okay. All right. So anytime we went into slavery, anytime we had to deal with the judgment of the Lord for our disobedience, Esau was always there, joining hand in hand with our enemies. Okay. All right. And playing an integral role in our downfall. Okay. So because of that, he has to pay. All right. It says, but thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in a day of distress. And do they not speak proudly over the wickedness that they've done, the slavery that they've committed against us? Okay. Over the slaughter of the Native Americans and Seminole Indians and all the natives of this land. All right. That was a long time ago. It doesn't matter. Get over it. This is what they say. And if they don't say it publicly, you can guarantee they say it in private. It says, thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Okay? So anytime we're dealing with any time of affliction or oppression, Esau's always there taking advantage. Okay? Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. Okay, and these things have happened multiple times in history. Okay, in this example, the scriptures are going into the time of the Babylonians. Okay, all right, when they were destroying Jerusalem and sacking the temple and carrying us away captive, Esau was right there with his bitch ass, helping them out. Okay, saying race it, race it. They were there during the time of the Romans, doing the same thing as the Romans. As the Greeks, they did the same thing during the time of Judith. Okay, they were helping the heathen, take us down then. Okay, all the way up until this day. Okay, so they gotta pay. It is what it is. They gotta pay. All right. It says, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. Okay, so they gotta deal with the judgment. Not just Esau, but all the heathen. But hey, we talking about Esau right now, man. Fuck that nigga. We talking about this nigga, man. Okay. All right. It says so. It just got to come out like this, man. They got to deal with the judgment for what they did to us, man. What they did to Judah, man. What they did to you so-called Negroes. What they did to you West Indians. What they did to you Haitians and Dominicans and Puerto Ricans. The Arawak Indians. The Taino. They got to pay for that shit, man. Okay. What they did to the Mayans and the Incas and the Aztecs, they gotta pay for that shit. The tribes of Zebulon and Issachar, they gotta pay. What they did to the Native American Indians, the Seminole Indians, they gotta fucking pay for that shit. Okay, that's judgment. All right, they don't just get to walk off with that bullshit, man. All right, he that toucheth Israel toucheth the apple of the Lord's eye. All right, so he gotta feel it. All right, Ezekiel 35. And verse 1, it says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate, saith the Lord, man. The Lord don't give a fuck about y'all. Okay? Oh, but that was the elites. Oh, but that was my ancestors. Bitch ass nigga. You gotta pay, nigga. Woo! All right. It says, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Okay. So all of Mount Seir has to pay, man. All right, they're walking around the world calling themselves us. They've whitewashed the images of the Lord and His Son and the angels and the Israelites. They've spread around Edomite supremacy, even though they're the lesser. Okay, even though they're the basest of men, they're walking around acting like they're just so superior to everybody else, man. When they're nobodies, man, they gotta pay for that shit. All right, it says, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, and in the time that their iniquity had an end. Always coming to fuck with us, man. All right, setting up situations to snare us up, man. Okay, they gotta pay. All right, like for example, this whole situation with, the deportations and all of that. All right, who is it over there in the Caribbean and in Latin America, you know, overthrowing governments? All right, making the situation over there unlivable, funding militia groups, destabilizing these nations, making these people want to flee from their home countries to America, then giving them the invite to come. All right, just to turn around and then tell them they have to go and separate families. Who's the one at the root of this? Esau, Edom is the one doing that. Okay, all right. He likes to shed blood. He likes to pick on us all the time. He cannot leave us the fuck alone. So therefore, as the verse 6 says, as I live, saith the Lord God, we're not making this up. It's not like we just woke up one day and said, you know what? Yeah, we're going to just go curse white people out. you know. All right. It says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make the Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains, which means his government, all his land, okay, with his slain men. In thy hills and in thy valleys and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. And I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return. And ye shall know that I am the Lord. The Lord's going to destroy Babylon, the great America. Okay, NATO and the EU is done. All right, this whole Edomite hegemony power structure he has going on, the fourth revived beast all over again is going to go up in flames. And the ones of you that survive are going into slavery, saith the Bible. Okay, why? Because he that leadeth into captivity, Revelation 13 and 9 and 10. Revelation 13 and 10, it says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Okay, so they got to go into slavery. Why? Because they put us in slavery. They got to be killed with the sword because they killed us with the sword, man. This is what has to happen to them. This is the judgment of the Most High God. Okay, we're not making this up, and we're definitely not going to put matters into our own hands. Okay, we're going to wait upon the Lord. Okay, and eventually the Lord is going to raise us up in the, when at his return, all right, to execute judgment, as it says in Psalm 149. Okay, to execute vengeance upon the people, and upon the heathen, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with the fetters of iron. Okay, so Esau has earned it. Okay, all right. Ezekiel chapter 25 verse 17, it says, thus saith the Lord God, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore thus saith the Lord God, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger, and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord, man. Okay, and you might be like, well, oh no, the so-called white man, they don't deserve this. We shouldn't, do this to them. All right, he's good now. All right, hey man, you're gonna, hey man, the world is gonna wake up and see. All right, on a whole nother level very soon how wicked this man is, man. How bloodthirsty, man, and just unrighteous this nigga is, man. Okay? Because he's not done yet. You think if slavery was a long time ago, or Jim Crow era, the civil rights, that was such a long time ago. You know? When he's still oppressing us to this day. And he about to turn up the fucking heat, man. Okay? And really show them fucking horns and that bloodshed that he's and hatred that he's always had for us without any any apologeticness about it, man. He gonna go full blaze, man. He trying to go out guns a blazing. Scriptures say he shall come down with great wrath, knowing that he hath but a short time. Okay? All right? So we gonna get ready to really see Esau get down, man. Okay, but at the same time, guess what? Because of that vengeance that he has, that hatred that he has upon us, you know, the Lord's gonna repay that shit back. All right, with violence too. All right, the angels, you know, Yahushua himself coming to bring judgment upon the nation of Esau. Okay, and the house of Esau, those that remain of the house of Esau are gonna go into slavery, man. You know. Y'all gonna get dealt with, man. So we saying the right thing, man. We saying the right thing. The cat is out the bag. Y'all the Edomites, okay? All the Edomites, and the Lord's gonna come and judge you. All right, straight like that, man. Okay, so yeah, man. Hey, this is Revelation 13 again and 10. It says, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints." Lord willing, this is edifying. Want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shai, Bahashem Makakodash, double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to the elect. Shalom.